From Sacred Valley, we took the train to the trailhead of the short Inca Trail. Let's talk about the train for a second. There are several trains that you can choose from. There's the Vista Dome. It's one of the more affordable options, and you can go all the way like luxury high end with the Here and Bingham train, which is owned by the Belmont. And I think that the Here and Bingham train would be really, really cool experience, would really elevate your experience. You get this like nostalgic old world vibe in a really luxury way. However, the Vista Dome was a really affordable option. It had really cool observatory like windows. You can see pretty much all the way through the ceiling. They had these really fun cultural experiences and performances on the train. All the travelers were chatting with each other. I don't know, it was just a really good experience. So while I think the Here and Bingham train with the Belmont would be super cool and super elevated if you're trying to go more luxe. If you're also on a budget, the Vista Dome was a fantastic experience. Also, on another note, most of the trains have a weight and size limit on luggage, so it's around 30 pounds. If you plan on having larger luggage with you, you can utilize luggage forwarding services. Many hotels offer luggage forwarding, or your tour operator can likely arrange that for you. We packed a small overnight duffel bag to bring with us to Aguascalientes, and our main like larger luggage actually stayed in Sacred Valley waiting for us on our return back. So just a quick note there. Note that down, write it down in your notebook on the size limits on luggage. So the train can take you all the way to Aguascalientes, which is the town that was created to deal with all of the tourists of Machu Picchu. Or you can take the train to the trailhead where you start the Inca Trail. So the Inca Trail can be up to 4 days long. We actually did this short Inca Trail because we are on a time crunch, which was an all-day trek. And by trek, I really mean trek. There was a portion that was 2.5 hours straight of uphill incline in high altitude. It was a physical challenge, but also it was mostly a mental challenge. And we cheered each other on. We carried each other's bags. It was a long day. It really was a long day. And when we got to the Sun Gate at the top of the mountain, which is your first real peak at like what you've been hiking all day for, the sun was peeking through the Sun Gate from golden hour. We got our first glimpse of Machu Picchu. We've been waiting all day to see. And we just all started crying and hugging along with like the 100 other hikers who made it to the top that day. And it was one of those experiences that if you're in like the physical health to be able to do it, I think absolutely challenge yourself, absolutely push yourself to be able to do something like that, because the reward, like we thought, that was like all we could talk about for the rest of the trip, was just how incredible that was for us. And one thing to note, this trek is not for everyone. It is very, very physically challenging. You need to be in good physical health to take this one hike, because once you start the trek, there's really no way of turning around and deciding not to do it. Also to note, you need to hire a very reputable company. Your safety is of utmost importance, and going with guides that you can trust is paramount. So also working with a travel advisor can help you make that decision on who to work with for this type of trek. If you do the multi-day hike, you will be staying in camps, and there's bare minimum on sanitation and toilets and all of that. So just fair warning. And you can also add on, once you're in the Machu Picchu region, you can also do the Huayna Picchu Trail, which is, in my opinion, 10 times scarier and steeper and apparently more rewarding. But I'm not afraid of heights, but it's very steep, narrow stairs with no guardrail on the other side. And there's just like some risks I am not willing to take. My parents did it and they were about almost 60 at the time. So it's possible. I've had clients do it, but just something to keep in mind. Maybe just YouTube Huayna Picchu Trail before you sign up for it. So from the trail, we made our way down to Machu Picchu to view a little closer at sunset. And then we exited the park and took the bus down into the town. There's only one way to get in and out of Machu Picchu, and that is taking the public-run buses from the town Aguascalientes. So if you are planning to take a day trip, like if you're planning on staying in Sacred Valley and you're just doing a day trip up to Machu Picchu, it is a very long day. You are likely going to be leaving at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You'd be taking a train from Sacred Valley to Aguascalientes. Then you'd have to walk or transfer to the bus stop. From the bus stop, you'd then go all the way up to Machu Picchu, do your tour in Machu Picchu, then take the bus back down to Aguascalientes, walk to the train station, from the train station, take it back to Sacred Valley. It is a long day. I had clients do this a couple months ago. They were up by 4:30 and they didn't get back till 7:30 or 8 p.m. It's possible, however, if you have the time and the opportunity to stay in Aguascalientes for one night, I highly recommend it. You get to see Machu Picchu potentially twice. You can do sunset the night before, and then you can do sunrise the next morning. You can explore the cute little town of Aguascalientes. It was built for tourism, but still cute nonetheless. It gave really big Rishikesh vibes. If you've been to Rishikesh in India, there's a river that cuts through the town, and there's bridges that bridge the gap between both sides of the town. Tons of shopping, great massage, spas, really good food. So it's a cool experience to be able to stay there. There's a big like traveler hub vibe. You get like that thrum of life from having a whole bunch of hikers and backpackers and people that are just there for that experience. It's really cool. So we stayed within the town itself. I would recommend, if you're going to stay in town, staying either at the Tierra Viva, which is right in the center of town, or there's a really gorgeous 5-star hotel 5-minute drive away called Inca Terra, and it feels like you're in your own little world. And they've got a world-class spa. It's like a little oasis from the craziness of town, but it also comes with breakfast and dinner, complimentary, massage. If you book with me, I can get all those perks with you. If you're really looking to splurge, the only hotel that's actually up at Machu Picchu, meaning you wouldn't have to take the bus, up and down every day. The only hotel up at Machu Picchu is the Belmont Sanctuary. And that is the perfect way to make your adventure of hiking the Inca Trail or exploring Machu Picchu all day, and combining that with your luxury by ending it with a stay at the Belmont. If you're not staying at the Belmont, you can also book in for their famous brunch buffet after you explore Machu Picchu. So you still get a little bit of that luxury of being within the Belmont.